more from Reverend Jesse Jackson's family as Chicago mourns his passing. The community calls to honor his legacy with action.
A parking lot full of broken glass. Video shows at least 10 cars getting broken into. Neighbors waking up to a mess this morning in Bronzeville.
Plus, parents and students could see new rules statewide this year. Governor Pritzker is again pushing to restrict cell phones in schools. Today is Wednesday, February 18th.
Streaming live from Chicago, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts now.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Diane. What?
It's Wednesday.
What did I say?
They caught you asking, what day of the week is it?
I mean, what did I even say? I don't even know what I said. I honestly don't even know what I said. Did I say Tuesday? Did I say Thursday? I don't even know what I said.
Well, let's tell them right now. It's Wednesday. And we're so glad that you're with us as we stream live at 7 a.m. We begin, as always, with your weather and your traffic. Still overcast out there, Heisel.
Still a little cloudy out there, yes. And slowly we will clear up our skies. It is 7:01. I think that by about 9 this morning, we will all have some sunshine. Almost all of us are already seeing some sunshine. 51 degrees in Aurora right now, 53 at O'Hare, 53 at Midway. Kankakee is at 54. So here's a look at satellite and radar combined. You can see the clouds still lingering for parts of Cook County, Lake County, and Northwest Indiana, down through parts of Will and Kankakee and into Northwest Indiana. Then the rest of us are starting to clear up our skies pretty quickly this morning. I'll look here to show you 8 o'clock. Most of us seeing sun. By about 9, I think all of us will be in full sunshine. Temperatures reach into the low 60s as we head closer to lunchtime today, and then eventually we reach into the mid 60s. It is a nice day today. Then we bring in that chance for some showers and thunderstorms as we head into the day tomorrow. We will talk more about all of this coming up here in just a little bit.
Hi, Sol. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and check the traffic and talk about what's going on out there on the roads. Getting really busy on the expressways and on the tollways outbound of the Stevenson near Pulaski. We do have a crash on the right shoulder. Heads up, we're seeing delays not just on the outbound side, but we've got a little bit of a Gapers delay on the inbound side as well. Chopper 7 over the Kennedy around Ohio. It's under 45 minutes to come inbound from O'Hare to the downtown area.
Well, the Jackson family is expected to speak later this morning as people across the Chicago area and the nation remember the Reverend Jesse Jackson.
Evelyn Holmes is live in Jackson Park Highlands with more tributes this morning. Evelyn.
Well, Chicago is in mourning as many struggle with the loss of civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and the immense impact that his passing has.
My father wanted to be in our lives. He wanted to be present for us. That was a great present. He said, the greatest present I can give you is my presence.
Santita Jackson says there was never a day she didn't speak to her father. Since news of his passing, the nation is remembering Jesse Jackson as a history maker whose tireless commitment to justice for all knew no bounds. Jackson advocated not just for people of color, but for all who were marginalized.
How the chains of oppression leap onto the consciences of mankind. And he moved beyond the pulpit so that he could take his "thus saith the Lord," as it were, to every sheep pen and every big city in America.
Now, as the city and a community continue to express their grief, they say that the best way for all of us to remember and to honor Reverend Jackson is simply to vote. You may remember that later on today, Reverend's family is expected to speak publicly. This as many communities throughout this city and the nation, and of course the world, continue to mourn his loss. Back to you.
Evelyn, thank you. The Reverend Jackson's impact was seen and felt around the world. And this morning we're hearing more about his legacy from somebody who knew Jackson very well and who traveled with him.
Roosevelt University professor John Boughton is joining us live this morning. Served as Jackson's memoirist in 2006, 2007, documented their trips around the world. We say good morning to you, Professor.
Good morning.
You were with him in those moments where he was talking about his life, his endeavors, his challenges. Tell us about that.
It was pretty amazing. I should say I grew up as a kid on the west side of Chicago, hearing Jesse Jackson as an icon say, "I am somebody," and we would shout back in unison, "I am somebody," which really was empowering for me and for my friends growing up in poverty and facing a real sense of nobodiness, living on the other side of the tracks. And so here I was, the opportunity to cover Reverend Jesse Jackson, to travel with him across the world. It was amazing, and one of the things that stood out for me was just how he was received abroad. There was such a clamoring and a kind of excitement whenever he showed up, and kids and children and just people all around. Because I think for them he represented someone who spoke truth to power.
Yes.
And he was iconic in the civil rights movement and in the struggle for Black power, and he won in so many ways.
He was deployed, so to speak, internationally because
Yes.
he was very effective. He was a very effective negotiator, statesman. What was behind that? Why was he so good in that capacity?
God only knows. I think it's a gift. And I think so much of what I saw with him was his personality. He loved mankind, humankind, and he was a real people person. And I also think that he was on a mission to make a difference in this world. And as I was reflecting on his passing, there were two things I remembered that I think I took as a memoirist from my time with Reverend Jackson. One was he told me to forgive. And he shared a situation, and I said, Reverend Jackson, I don't know if I could do that. I said, if I can't do you, I won't do you any harm, but I surely can't do you any good. He said, Brother Fountain, you got to forgive. The other thing was to redeem the time. When I met Reverend Jackson and started the journey as a memoirist, he was the age I am now. And that was 20 years ago. And he always seemed to reflect a sense that we are only here on this earth for a short period of time. And to some folks that may sound morbid, but it's exciting to know that I have an opportunity to make a difference. Reverend Jackson made a difference in the lives of so many people. And he just, he'll be sorely missed.
I know that we're running out of time, but I just had one final question for you. How on earth do you encapsulate this man's life in a book in 1 or 10 or 50? Like, it's not enough.
I don't think you can. It is, he lived enough, he lived so many lives, and I think his legacy will continue to be written. And you know, my deepest condolences to Mrs. Jackson and to his children in their loss, because as much as we feel it, I'm sure nobody feels it like them.
His daughter Santita said it. He said, the greatest gift that I can give you, the greatest present I can give you is my presence.
Yes.
And he gave that to so many people, and thank you for sharing how he was present.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate you being here. All right, we're going to, go ahead.
More on the life and legacy of the Reverend Jesse Jackson on our app and website. And when Reverend Jackson's family speaks later this morning, we'll carry that for you live on the air and wherever you stream ABC7 beginning at 9 a.m.
All right, at 7:08, we're going to move on to some other news here this morning. A lot of drivers waking up to an expensive mess in the Bronzeville neighborhood. Stephanie Wade is there live with cars with busted out windows. Steph.
Yeah, Diane, good morning. Unfortunately, several cars in this parking lot behind me here near 31st and King Drive have been broken into. We counted at least 10 vehicles with their windows smashed. Take a look at this video. You can see one car even has a club on the steering wheel, something the suspects must have left behind. According to police, this happened around 3 o'clock this morning. The target appears to be a parking lot of a multi-unit apartment building, Lake Meadows Apartments. I believe we have some surveillance video showing the thieves breaking into cars. You see a group of at least 4 suspects going car to car, breaking in, at one point standing on a car. They're seen here for quite some time in this video. People tell us this is not the first time this has happened in this parking lot. One woman growing more and more frustrated with the ongoing situation.
This is a way of me going to work, taking my child to school, and to come out to this. A broken window, and for what? For somebody trying to steal your private possessions out of your car? I have nothing there to steal. I don't even leave nothing in my car of value. I'm just highly upset.
And at this point, police say no one is in custody. For now, reporting live in Bronzeville, Stephanie Wade, ABC7 Eyewitness News. Back to you.
All right, Stephanie, thank you. Also over in Bronzeville, a man was shot to death overnight. Police found the victim near 37th and Langley around 10 o'clock last night. He had been shot multiple times. Police are working to figure out what led up to that shooting.
Dalton is taking action in a lawsuit over a deadly police chase. That chase happened in 2016, and the judgment in the case was $33 million, but it hasn't been paid, and that amount is accrued interest. The total now is about $40 million. Insurance will not cover the entire cost. Dalton leaders say they are planning to make a counteroffer, but they won't disclose the details ahead of a court hearing on Friday. A cancer-causing chemical was found in water samples in Elburn. The village shared a warning about its findings and says it's working with engineers and the Illinois Environmental Protection Agency about what to do next.
Illinois has its first measles case of the year. The Illinois Department of Public Health says an adult near St. Louis has been diagnosed. The person recently traveled out of state. Experts say immunization is the best protection.
A new stamp goes on sale at the post office today honoring Bruce Lee. He was a pioneering Chinese-American figure in film and a global icon of martial arts. Bruce Lee inspired a generation of young fans to explore action movies, mixed martial arts, and Asian culture as well.
Chicago's Lincoln Park Zoo welcoming a new red panda just in time for the Lunar New Year. Chi is already adjusting to his new home at Pepper Family Wildlife Center and getting to know his new habit mate, Nisha. Chi is 7 years old, and the hope is that he and Nisha will mate and have cubs in the future. No pressure, though. Red pandas are an endangered species.
A special team of young patients from Advocate Children's Hospital is taking off today for the trip of a lifetime.
And it's a story that's making us Chicago proud. The young patients and their families heading to Cub Spring Training in Mesa, Arizona. Their 13-year-old Emma Pacquiao of Norwood Park, 12-year-old Anthony Castellato of Cedar Lake, and 13-year-old Patrick Juarez of Evergreen Park. They'll get a special VIP send-off this afternoon at the big airport. You're live in local news, just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up, where more early voting locations will open today ahead of those midterm elections.
Plus, curbing cell phone use in school. More on Governor Pritzker's plan aimed at cutting distractions in the classroom.
But first, your 12-hour ABC7 AccuWeather forecast.
Welcome back. It is 7:14, and right now we are gradually clearing up our skies after having a little bit of rain overnight. Most of it didn't amount to much, about a tenth of an inch for a lot of us. Notice here as we get closer to lunchtime, we all have sunshine. It's mild, it's windy. Temperatures will be into the low 60s. Eventually our high temperature close to 65, but notice by 5 p.m. we drop back down into the low 60s. And tomorrow morning we wake up to some sunshine. Temperatures are in the 40s and clouds come back into the area. 2 p.m. close to 60 degrees. degrees. Notice some areas south may make it into the mid-60s, but then areas along the lakefront like Waukegan could get to 48, but then O'Hare's at 60 and then Joliet at 64. That's what we're talking for the day tomorrow. The chance for a couple of showers and thunderstorms to develop early in the afternoon, but mainly after 2 o'clock is when we're expecting some of these showers and thunderstorms to be in our area. Continuing through 8 p.m., 1 or 2 of these storms could be on the stronger side. A little bit of some wet weather lingering up until Friday morning. A light wintry mix possible. That means we'll have maybe some snowflakes, ice pellets, and raindrops kind of all mixed in. It'll be light. Temperatures are in the 30s, and we stay that way this upcoming weekend. Diane?
All right, Hi-Sol, thanks very much. We're going to start off with a Metro delay. BNSF train number 1220. It's an inbound train. It's not going to run because of mechanical issues. So train 1226 is going to accommodate those passengers. North Central Service inbound train 102 is running about 15 to 25 minutes late because of track construction. Taking a look outside, delays on most of our expressways. The inbound side of the Kennedy really building now, 40 minutes from O'Hare to downtown. Chopper 7 is over that earlier structure fire in Oak Park that we told you about. There's heavy damage to that building. The roof actually collapsed. You can see that from this live picture overhead. The 1200 block of North Taylor is where this is. So westbound North Avenue is now open between Austin and Mobile. Eastbound North Avenue remains closed. Crews are slowly reopening each streets as they tackle some of those hot spots. 7:16, Governor Pritzker will deliver the State of the State and budget address today in Springfield. In October, the governor's Office of Management and Budget estimated a $2.2 billion deficit for fiscal year 2027, which begins July 1st. Our political reporter Craig Wall will be there and have live reports for us later today on Eyewitness News. Now to a screen-free school day. New this morning, Governor J.B. Pritzker proposing a statewide plan to limit cell phone use in schools, pushing for bell-to-bell policies. That new policy would require every Illinois district and charter school to adopt this plan. Lawmakers didn't pass a previous bill, even as many Chicago area schools already restrict phones in class. A Pew Research study found 72% of high schoolers say, teachers anyway, that cell phone is a major distraction in the classroom. The governor's proposal includes some exceptions for medical needs, some individualized education plan, English learners, and student caregivers. Up next, a new forensic twist this morning. DNA from a glove found near the scene does not match the FBI's database. What investigators do next in the search for Nancy Guthrie. Plus, looking for early voting, where you can find select courthouse sites and a few other locations open today.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
At 7:19 now to the urgent search for Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. Investigators say early DNA testing on key evidence has come back with a major setback, no match in the national database as the search intensifies. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
This morning, a forensic setback in the search for Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy.
That family is suffering. They are hurting.
DNA recovered from a glove found 2 miles from Guthrie's home did not match samples in the FBI's national database. Another sample of DNA found on Guthrie's property is still undergoing analysis, but did not match DNA on the glove.
DNA is not as straightforward as it is on television and in movies, and so it depends on how much of it there is, what sort of shape it's in.
Investigators will now extend the DNA search beyond their criminal database and into private family genealogy data from across the country, saying, "We believe that we may have some DNA there that may be our suspect." Nancy Guthrie is 84 and has a pacemaker. It disconnected shortly after she was taken from her home early on February 1st. ABC News has learned searchers have been using a technology called Bluefly, which can detect potential signals from pacemakers. They've been using the technology during drone, helicopter, and ground searches. Investigators say they have no new evidence that Guthrie was targeted because of her high-profile daughter, but the sheriff says he does not think this was a random crime.
Targeted kidnapping.
Yes, I believe whoever did that knew what they were up to.
So do you believe
knew who they were after?
He says the best evidence they have is video from Guthrie's doorbell camera. The suspect in the video was armed. The FBI has been visiting gun shops in Tucson, asking about any suspicious customers or any sales of a holster like the one seen in the video. They're also trying to track down the sale of the backpack he was carrying, which may have been purchased at a Walmart.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Mayor Brandon Johnson's veto of a hemp product ban will become official today. That's set to happen at this morning's full city council meeting in Chicago. The council approved a ban of most hemp products last month, but in his veto, the mayor says the ordinance was premature and national standards need to be clarified first.
Early voting begins at select locations today for people in suburban Cook County. People can cast their votes at courthouses in Bridgeview, Markham, Rolling Meadows, and Skokie. Other sites include the Melrose Park Village Hall and in downtown Chicago at the Pedway underneath 69 West Washington. Early voting expands to many more areas on March the 2nd.
Today is Ash Wednesday, the beginning of the Christian period of Lent, which leads up to Easter. Some churches across the Chicago area burned palms yesterday. This was that Holy Name Cathedral. Those ashes will be used to mark the sign of the cross on the foreheads of believers.
This is also the start of Ramadan. Muslims worldwide will fast each day from dawn to sunset during Ramadan, marking a period of worship, reflection, and charity. The holy month brings families together for meals to break the fast. All right, now we're going to join our Good Morning America viewers. I'll have a news update on TV in just a little bit, and you'll see it here as well.
When we come back, a major milestone for Wildcat fans. 35,000 seats are on the way, and the opening day is on the calendar.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. At 7:23, I'm Tanya Babich. This morning, we expect to hear from the Reverend Jesse Jackson's family. They're holding a news conference as tribute to honor their father's legacy as a moral and political force. Jackson died yesterday at the age of 84. We'll carry that news conference for you live here on ABC7 and wherever you stream at 9 this morning. Let's get a check of the ABC7 AccuWeather forecast. Here's meteorologist Jaisol Martinez.
Good morning. We are starting off the day in the 50s. We gradually are clearing up our skies, and now we're talking temperatures in the mid-60s for today. It ends up being a pretty nice day, but that is if you don't mind that it's going to be windy later today. It's breezy now, windy later. Then tomorrow we're looking at showers and thunderstorms across the area, especially throughout the afternoon and after 2 o'clock. That's when we're expecting some of these showers and thunderstorms to develop. We are close to 60 degrees. Then on Friday, a light mix possible pretty much just in the morning. It's mainly just some ice pellets, a little bit of snowflakes, and maybe a few raindrops all mixed in together. That's some colder air moving in. It drops us off into the 30s, and then we stay on the chillier side and cloudy as well this upcoming weekend. Diane is back with a check on traffic after this break.
If you want total health care from a provider you trust,
Hi, Blair.
right in the palm of your hand, If you want soup, sweatpants, and zero in-person contact. If you want wellness wherever. Our virtual primary care delivers with great website manner.
No worries.
So choose your doctor from our profiles and enjoy the healthiest online relationship you've ever had. House calls have evolved. Advocate Healthcare.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a look out the roads, we've got growing travel times across all of our expressways. Towies seem pretty busy too. So let's start with the outbound side of the Stevenson. That's where we've got this crash approaching Central. It's on the right shoulder, but we are seeing some delays, not just on the outbound side, but on the inbound side as far as Gabrus delays as well. So that's adding to the travel time. Chopper 7 over Brookfield, where we've got a crash at Ogden and Prairie. You see one vehicle already on the flatbed truck there. A couple vehicles involved. There's the second one right there. And another flatbed has arrived to remove that red vehicle from the scene as well. Police are on the scene. Traffic is getting around the intersection.
Welcome back, everybody. 7:27 on a Wednesday morning. Lots of cloud cover, but it's going to clear out. We'll have sunny skies today and really mild temperatures. Look at that already. Lower right-hand corner of your screen. We are already sitting pretty at 54 degrees. IKEA is expanding in Chicagoland, planning a new store at Gurnee Mills in the northern suburbs. The company says it's a new, smaller format location, about 66,000 square feet, and it's expected to open later this year. It would become IKEA's third area store. A big step toward kickoff in Evanston. Northwestern's new Ryan Field is starting to look like a stadium. The first seats are now in, and when it's finished, Ryan Field will hold about 35,000 fans. Developers say the design will deliver better than TV sightlines from nearly every angle. The stadium is still on track to open Friday, October 2nd for Northwestern's matchup against Penn State. Coming up this morning, streaming at 7 o'clock, Burger King is putting Have It Your Way to the test, giving customers direct access to the top. Smart service or smart stunt? Plus, this teacher has kids singing Italian before the first bell, and the internet is singing along too. And then there's this.
It's the power behind social media, streaming, and AI. The I-Team and ABC News are investigating the nationwide expansion of data centers, the effect on communities.
You can feel the vibrations in the house.
It's constant.
Coming up next. Streaming live from Chicago, ABC7 Eyewitness News at 7 continues.
All right, welcome back. Wednesday. I remembered. February 18th.
Only took us.
It only took us how many hours?
It just, January, February, I just never know what day it is.
Yeah.
The only thing that kind of helps me a little bit is that my husband's birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just remembered it was just February 14th. It's a few days after that. That's it.
Wait,
though.
did you do
That
something
approximation
special?
is good.
Yeah, we
you guys
had
do?
brunch at the Duck Inn.
Oh, fun. They have good brunch.
Oh, such good brunch. Such good biscuits. Yeah, just celebrated with friends. It was a
Happy
good time.
birthday to him.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. And on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
we usually celebrate the next day because everything's packed on
Oh,
Valentine's
for sure.
Day.
And then you get everything half off the next day.
Exactly. 53 degrees is the temperature right now at O'Hara. Southwest wind right around 10 to 15 miles per hour. So it's breezy out there, but we're expecting to get windy later today. We're almost done clearing up our skies. Just a little bit of cloud cover left over right along the lakefront and into parts of northwest Indiana. A temperature today close to 65 degrees. Go out and enjoy it because we will go back to reality. Our temperatures fall back off into the Fridays, into the 30s on Friday.
I mean, we'd like to fall into
Right, exactly.
Right?
Falling to the Fridays and
then
into the 30s.
This weekend is also pretty chilly, Diane.
All right, let's go outside, tell you what's going on out there. Crews are working to clear a crash over in Brookfield. It's at Ogden and Prairie, so heads up there. Definitely seeing a delay in that intersection, but they're almost done clearing it. Both flatbed trucks have gotten there. One vehicle is already on the flatbed. And then as far as the expressways go, pretty busy, 35 minutes in both directions between the Tri-State and DeSable Lakeshore Drive on the Stevenson. On the outbound side, though, we still have that crash on the shoulder at Central. It's kind of mixed into an already heavy delay.
Now to today's talkers. Burger King is dialing up customer service, quite literally. The company says you can now call or text BK President Tom Curtis to share about feedback about your experience. Burger King calls this the guest-led changes after campaigns like the $1 Million Whopper and Whopper by You, built around customer ideas. According to a release from Burger King, you would actually text the president of the fast food chain to give your feedback. Question is, will you take them up on the offer? And would you rather give the feedback by text or, just with your wallet, stop spending there? I mean, it's far more satisfying to know they know how you think.
Yeah, I think so. I love complaining.
I do too, but what's more effective?
I think
not spending your money there.
Going. I think
that's
or
if you have the
both.
power of people, because you have to have more than one customer.
You need the
not
numbers.
going.
You need the numbers.
You can do both. If I had to pick any fast food restaurant, I would pick Burger King. My idea is target millennials, because I remember, Burger King is nostalgic. It's what we had for high school, let's meet up.
We were Taco Bell.
King.
We were Taco Bell every day at lunch.
It depends, I guess, where you were at.
Yeah, and your
what
friends
was
and
around
what
you.
everybody liked. Yeah, what was around, what you could afford.
Yeah, I probably have Burger King about once or twice a month.
Oh, no, you're continuing the tradition.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
I love Burger King, and I want to wear the crown. I sometimes ask for it, just again, because it started when I was a kid.
Yeah,
it was where we went, and then it just continued. So, my text to the owner, the president,
CEO,
is you're doing a great job.
Oh, I thought you were going to say send me a crown.
That too. A real one, though.
You deserve one.
Because the paper ones, well,
All right, you deserve one.
The real one.
All right, next question. Are boneless wings actually wings? A Buffalo Wild Wings customer lawsuit.
Come on.
Lawsuit, had to hire a lawyer and everything.
Guys.
Taking aim at the name, arguing boneless wings are really more like chicken nuggets than true wing meat. The company's counter is basically, it's a common menu term that describes the style, not the anatomy. So when you order boneless wings, what do you think you're getting? Real quick, we posted this, we talked about something similar. It was regarding the pie at Ace Hardware on TikTok, and we have a large TikTok following. And everybody on TikTok was like, this isn't news. You guys, this is our talking segment. This is what we refer to as the chat segment. This is where we actually want your opinion. So rather than telling us that, tell us your actual opinion.
All right, do you want my actual opinion?
I want your actual opinion.
This is stupid.
Somebody hired, let me put this in perspective. Somebody paid money to hire a lawyer.
That lawyer took the case.
Well, the lawyer, no, they didn't pay money to hire a lawyer. The lawyer thinks he can win the case and he gets a commission off of whatever the settlement is. And so that's how the lawyer's going to get paid. That's why he took this stupid case, because it's guys, it's dumb.
wait a minute now. You had to take off a day for the court here, right? And I don't know about you, but court is never one day. It's always like, oh, we have to postpone. So now you're taking all this time off of work to do this because you want what? Do you want Buffalo Wild Wings to say it's a chicken nugget rather than a wing?
Because they want money.
Is that how it ended?
Yeah, and it's closer to a chicken tender. And who cares? They're really good. And I don't like bones in my wings.
I think you're right. I think this was
chicken.
I think this was the epitome of a frivolous lawsuit. And they wanted to win money, and instead they spent all their money and got nothing.
Just
how
go,
does that say?
order
go?
whatever wings
Play
you
stupid
like
games.
and watch your
What
football.
Does that, what does that say? How does that saying go? Play stupid games. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
Now to a fitness versus fury debate. A new study write-up shared by studyfinds.org suggests being in better shape may help people to stay calmer under pressure.
Okay.
The site reports unfit people faced a 775% higher risk of anger from stress compared with people who are fit. So does exercise actually make you nicer or just more tired? I mean, it helps me to get out aggression. There's no question about it. When I'm feeling angry or emotional, and I want to forget about it for a minute, I go work out.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
So it does that for you?
Hell yeah. I'm sorry.
It has never, ever done. It has never done that for me.
yeah.
It has never done that for me.
Oh,
it has never done that for me.
Totally doesn't.
I wish it does that for me. It doesn't.
So you just do it to be healthy?
I mean, I do it, like for the obviously the.
Most of the time I'm with Tanya, I if I'm anything that went wrong in the day,
you take it out.
Especially we do Orange Theory, like you're just like go. And it just, I feel much better later.
It's
and I
just
feel,
as much for my mental health as
I feel like
awesome.
I'm a better human when I'm working
You're
out.
a pretty decent human already, though.
Appreciate it.
You are.
And God bless my trainer, because sometimes it's straight up therapy while I'm working out. He's got to listen to all my problems.
You know where I do that? At the hair salon.
Yeah.
At the hair salon.
I'm doing that today, George. I'll see you at in a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna continue to stream right after this break. Stay close.
It is 7:38 and it is 53 degrees at O'Hare and Midway, 53 near the lakefront, 52 degrees in Waukegan, and Kankakee's at 53, a common number this morning, 52 in Valparaiso. We are gradually clearing up our skies, just a few areas still seeing some cloud cover the closer you are to the lake, and then into parts of northwest Indiana, still seeing some cloud cover around. We gradually clear up our skies here, and notice here as we get towards lunchtime, 62 degrees, sunny, but yes, on the windy side. It stays windy through a lot of the afternoon, but we'll see a high close to 65 degrees. Then tomorrow, 7 a.m., we start the day with temperatures in the 40s. It's sunny, then clouds come back into the area. The chance to have a couple of showers and thunderstorms mainly after 2 p.m. We will be watching to see if any of these storms become strong to severe. There is that potential because there's a warm front right by us, and anytime there's a warm front around, there is that potential to have some stronger storms. There could be an isolated tornado, but the best chance for that is going to be south of our area, but something we will be watching here as we head into the day on Thursday. Friday, a little bit of a light mix possible. Temperatures are going to be into the 30s, and it stays chilly this upcoming weekend. Diane?
All right, thank you, Hi-Sol. We're going to start off in Bartlett, where we've got a two-vehicle crash at Schick and Petersdorf Road, damage to both vehicles with some reported injuries there. Let's take a look system-wide at what it looks like outside. So we still have building congestion across the expressways and tollways inbound side of the Kennedy, around 50 minutes from O'Hare to downtown, 35 minutes on the inbound side of the Ryan from 95th Street to downtown. We do have a report of crash involving two semis on the ramp from westbound 290 to North Avenue. Crews are on the way to that scene.
Well, data centers are moving in. They power everything from streaming services to artificial intelligence, but critics say they are noisy and they can raise your electric bills.
Now the I-Team and ABC News are finding out how many of these facilities are in our region. Consumer investigator
The I-Team and ABC News are finding that thousands of data centers are operating nationwide, with hundreds more planned, some in the Chicago area. Companies point to economic benefits, but residents are raising concerns about noise and power usage. So yeah, I can hear that buzzing.
Yeah, it's always there.
When David Zala moved into this Aurora home in 2015, he knew he was by a data center.
You can hear it as soon as you walk out. Fans just constant.
But in recent years, the Cyrus One data center campus has expanded significantly. Right in your backyard.
There we go.
Zala and his neighbor Brian Castro both say they hear cooling fans all day and night, and sometimes generators create more noise.
You feel it in your bones.
You can feel the vibrations.
Castro says the buzzing bounces through his backyard, which looked a lot different when he moved here in 2007.
This was 25 acres of nothing but forest.
Neighbors say Cyrus One put up this sound recorder to monitor noise levels and erected these walls.
The noise doesn't drop down and get stopped. The noise radiates from above.
Cyrus One said noise issues are isolated to its Aurora location and told the I-Team it apologizes for the impact this situation has had on our neighbors in Aurora. We take responsibility and are well underway with a 3-phase engineering project. The company says additional rooftop sound walls and other noise reduction equipment are on schedule for completion, and we anticipate continued improvement in sound levels. The city of Aurora says these steps should help. There's also a concern over the rising cost of electric bills.
Probably 50% higher than they've been in years past.
Cyrus One says it understands that higher energy bills are a concern, and it pays for all electricity we consume at rates established through Illinois' regulatory framework, and that it takes steps with utilities to protect households from cost volatility and moderate costs over time. So a data center could be using the same amount of power as a city?
Some of them use massive amounts of electricity.
Illinois watchdog group Citizens Utility Board says the cost of improving the infrastructure for data centers can get passed on to consumers.
You have to build infrastructure and then it takes decades to pay it off. What if the data centers don't show up? Or what if they're only there for a short period of time? Then they're not going to be able to pay that off, and the rest of the customers are left holding the bag.
ABC7 has also been covering public meetings over proposed data centers, and there are questions about water use and the environment. The I-Team and ABC News studied this private company's data center map and found that there are at least 4,302 data center projects across the U.S., large and small. Of those, 3,038 are currently operational, with another 1,203 either under construction or planned for construction. 61 have acquired land. In Illinois, there are 164 operating data centers, with another 81 planned for construction. The largest state project plan is in Yorkville. It would be 2 gigawatts, and according to the ABC7 data team, would use the same energy that would power approximately 1.7 million homes, more than every home in the city of Chicago. Industry experts say the facilities are needed for modern digital infrastructure and can benefit the economy.
For poorer communities that specifically need a big increase in tax revenue, data centers are really good for that. So they create a lot of construction jobs and then a few additional maintenance jobs, but they create very few jobs relative to the resources that they use.
They have to build these things, but you need to keep them away from neighborhoods.
The Illinois Pollution Control Board says that there have been no noise enforcement proceedings for data centers in the entire state in 2025, and there are no open cases right now. Illinois state legislators have recently introduced a bill which could require data centers to reveal how much water and energy they're using. The bill could also limit the amount of energy passed on to consumers. Jason Knowles, ABC7 Eyewitness News.
You can see more of Dataland USA AI on Overdrive next door throughout today on ABC News.
On the way, Italy meets and somehow it works.
All right, I guess we'll figure out what that means in a little bit. More on the teacher blending culture, comedy, and catchy hooks after a break.
Ooh. I don't know what that eggplant was, but that's a good avocado news right there.
Yeah, and that was a nice nona.
Hey, there's music.
Oh, hello.
And we're back with the Winter Olympics in Italy. Some are brushing up on Italian food, culture, phrases, the whole vibe.
And one teacher has been doing that for years, turning his Italian heritage into viral music lessons for his students. Here's ABC's Danny New.
As the whole world spends 2 weeks learning about Italian culture during a certain quadrennial winter sporting event,
I like pasta. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Fettuccine.
a music teacher in Canada has actually been helping in that department for years.
So your music students are some of the best Italian speakers in the school.
Absolutely.
Frank Moyo has built a following of millions online as he teaches his students about his family's Italian heritage through music.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno.
For example, his biggest smash, Buongiorno, just kind of came about organically one day while he was teaching Italian in summer school.
And it was just a greeting for people, my kids coming in, and I'd be on the piano because I bring my piano in, and I'd be Buongiorno.
But both his appreciation for his roots and his fame really started with his grandparents, like his nonna, Rita. Around the time of the pandemic, he began sharing videos with Rita in the garden, and his channels took off from there.
Growing up with my nonna, growing up with my nonno. We're from Calabria. I'm not sure if you're familiar, the southern region in Italy, and there's a huge community here, especially in Toronto, of the Calabrese people.
La ninna nanna sul divano.
A few years later, Frank has now released a children's book about Rita called Nona.
Cetrioli, spicy peppers.
Recorded an album called Let's Go to Italy, with another on the way.
Mozzarella, parmigiano too.
But how would he feel about maybe combining the Italian and Canadian cultures?
Do you ever make a maple marinara?
No. Maple marinara. No. I think I might have to. I actually have somewhere to be right now. I might have to close. So.
When we spoke, he had just finished recording that new album, so we'll see when that's coming out. Maybe he can be like Italian Rafi, who also grew up in Toronto. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Very cute. Why not?
Sure.
Why not? Coming up next, the reason for the little cheers on this 18th of February.
More news after the break. Stay with us.
Eyewitness News, streaming at 7, continues after a break.
Here we go.
All right, let's take a live look outside. We are gradually clearing up our skies. You can see that now. You can see that now here from our live camera. 65 degrees as we head into the day tomorrow. Today rather, then tomorrow. We're close to 60 showers and thunderstorms possible, especially in the afternoon. And then we go back to reality as we head into Friday, and temperatures stay in the 30s beyond that.
Still not a bad reality. 38 is like not that bad.
It's not that bad, right?
You can get the latest forecast anytime with the free ABC7 Chicago News app. Just scan the QR code right there on your screen for a link to download.
Let's get you caught up now on what's trending today.
A week after he headlined the Super Bowl halftime show, Bad Bunny has the #1 song in America. DTMF, the title track of his current album, tops the Billboard Hot 100, while 3 more of his songs are in the top 10. Get ready for the best of both worlds. The Hannah Montana 20th anniversary special debuts on Disney Plus March 24th. Filmed in front of a live audience, the special features an in-depth interview with Miley Cyrus, unseen archival footage, and more. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. After releasing his protest song Streets of Minneapolis, Bruce Springsteen is traveling there March 31st with the E Street Band to launch the Land of Hope and Dreams tour. The tour wraps up May 27th at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. In a statement, the boss said, "We will be rocking your town in celebration and in defense of America." And happy birthday to John Travolta. The Grease and Saturday Night Fever star turned 72 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Melissa Adon, ABC News.
Why? That's why Tom wants us to have this.
Oh, jeez, where did this come from?
Tom, our director.
And you don't gotta ask me twice.
Cheers. Wait, cheers, my dear.
Pinot Grigio?
I don't even. Yeah, I don't even know.
Colette, it's Pinot Grigio, right?
But we.
Yeah.
I'm good. I named it.
Before we end this hour, it's National Drink Wine Day. It's a simple excuse to sip, savor, and maybe try something new, whether it's white, red, or bubbly. Cheers to your favorite pour, but cheers and drink responsibly, folks. That's going to do it for us on the streaming hour. If you're just joining us, the news never, ever stops. We've got more headlines, news, weather, and traffic coming up at 8 a.m. Stick with us right here. Go ahead, Rosa. Let's go.
This is deliciously cold, by the way,
Is it?
too. Thank
Oh
you
yeah.
for that.
This is like perfect
temperature. Like, this is summer drinking.
Oh, this is a very good wine, too.
Yeah.
This is fabulous.